to the Kopite podcast with your hosts Mick Moran and Jay Pearson.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Kopite podcast. We're out of the Champions League. Well,
fuck's sake.
It's the aftermath of Liverpool going down to Atletico Madrid. 3-2 on the night, 4-2 on aggregate. Absolutely devastated, but worse things have happened, mate. But again, let's look at it this way. There's positives to come out of the game. Oh, where do we start? Well, for a start, we played well.
How was you thinking before the game? Was you... Obviously, the magic of Anfield and all that, was you...
I was buzzing.
I think everyone just expects...
I was buzzing.
Even if it's like impossible. Everyone expects at Anfield, but...
Definitely. Especially after what happened last year with Barca and stuff like that. And we have been amazing in Europe over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
I was buzzing, mate. I was thinking this is just the perfect timing. I said to you the day before, didn't I? We're 1-0 down going into a second leg, and we're like, buzzing under the lights at Anfield. It's why you buy your ticket at the end of the day.
Exactly.
I was just dead excited. I thought, we'll easily turn it over, and we nearly did. I mean, I shit myself after 16 seconds when Costa had a shot on goal. I'm thinking, right, wake up, Reds.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it was one of the best performances I'd seen off us in a long time. Mm-hmm. What about you?
Yeah, agree. Like you said, the first 16 seconds I shit my pants because I thought if he fucking pops this in the bottom corner here, it's fucking curtains. But no, they set up exactly how we expected them to, and the game pretty much went the way we expected to, all up until pretty much near the end. I think when Alden got his goal on, it was just before half time, wasn't it? Was it 40 odd minutes?
40 odd minutes, yeah. He puts the ball in the back of the net.
It was
again.
Just, fucking carbon copy against Barcelona from last year, but no, it went the way we all expected. It was just obviously the fucking ending didn't. No,
it's true. But if we look at the game as a whole, like I said before, it was the best we played in a long time, and it felt like the Liverpool of old. We were miles the better team, and I'll have nobody saying to us it was a fucking Simeone masterclass, because it wasn't. They played well, don't get me wrong, and they played their game the way they play their game, but it wasn't a masterclass. No, a class manager is Pep Guardiola, like they said on BT. A class manager is Jurgen Klopp. Simeone is a good manager, but it wasn't a fucking masterclass because Liverpool absolutely battered them. You know, I've got some stats here for you. 72% possession, 34 shots, and 11 of them on target. Like I said, we absolutely battered them, and they played their usual game. The Ox was brilliant, and I know you've got a lot to say about that because I didn't expect him to start. I thought Milner was going to get the go-ahead with Endo and Gini. But sum up Ox's performance there.
Oh, he was unbelievable. He was just picking the ball up, and like you said, when they were sitting so deep, you need someone in that midfield who's going to just go right, like a Stevie type. Just Stevie Gerrard pick the ball up and just fucking run at them and go right. Well, if someone's not going to do it, I'll do it. Basically, that's what he was doing, and he was every time he's picking up, his speed down the wing, the amount of time he ran down the right and just literally left two of the left-sided players for dead was unbelievable, whipping balls in. And I think that's where the Wijnaldum goal came from, didn't it? A run down the right.
Yeah, it was a run down the right from Ox. And nice ball in, sort of with his back to goal as well. So the vision he had for it was brilliant. But he brought that extra dynamic that we've been talking about for a long time.
I think that's the best he's played as well for a while.
Yeah.
I think he'd openly admit that. But no, he was terrific. Him and Mo Salah were just on fire.
Yeah, Mo was fantastic.
That's mean. And like you said, this Simeone masterclass shit. Like, fair enough, it was good, and Liverpool teams of old, like under Rafa and stuff, we played a similar way, not as fucking
fluid and
far
exciting,
back, not as far back as them as well defensively, but solid defensively and open to doing counter attacks. But no, they were good, but we needed to finish them off. That was the problem. We just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net as often as we did.
Yeah.
Like, I texted one of my mates at half time, it was 1-0. I was like, we need two more. We need to come out and score two straight away. I know we finally got that with Bobby, and then but the amount of chances you think of that Robertson one on his birthday hit the bar, and I'm like, it comes off the crossbar. I'm like, fucking hell. Just little moments like that. If that goes in,
it
is literally game over.
It's game over then. Yeah, I mean, when you look at it now, I mean, like you said, Salah was brilliant, and I do think he was really good, but he did struggle with his end product a little bit in terms of his I do feel sometimes he tries to do too much, and we've said this about his game for a long time, about he tries to do too much, and he should square the ball, or he should pass a little bit more often. But for everyone he doesn't, he scores another 3 fantastic goals. So I'm not going to argue with him too much, but I think that was just missing from his game tonight, was just that end product.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Hendo coming back, you know me, mate. I think I'm the president of the Henderson fan club.
I'm not far behind you.
But he was the typical captain's performance. He was in the referee's ear, screaming for his teammates. When that fucking prick, that Kopite, was giving shit to Trent. Henderson's not on the other side of the pitch. He's walking over, giving him shit back. Yeah. It's what you want from your captain, but it's not just that, from his ability. He's in midfield. He's dominating the midfield. He's being a bit of a playmaker. He's telling us where to go. It shows just how much we've missed him, doesn't it?
Yeah, like you said, it wasn't similar to Oxen carrying the ball forward, but just willingness to show for the ball, and his passing has always been good. But in the last couple of seasons, he's gone on leaps and bounds, and his range of passing is just terrific, and it's always pinpoint. Like, it's very rare that I think he gave away. I remember one. I think it was in the first half. But nothing came of it. I think Van Dijk smothered the attack out, but apart from that, I thought he was pretty much faultless on the night. And obviously he came off towards the end because he was probably fucked.
Oh yeah, I'd love to see the amount of mileage he did.
He covered some ground, like, didn't he?
He did, and again, just shows the reason why he's been sorely missed over the past couple of weeks. You said before about Robert Witt in the bar. Obviously, that happens in the second half. We're already 1-0 up, and if that happens, like you do say, it's 2-0, and I do feel like it's done in 90 minutes. And I was in the lower Kemlin, and I was with my mate, and I said to him, we're going to have this now in extra time. We'll do it. And 5 minutes into extra time, and Bobby comes up with his first Anfield goal, which you said on the last podcast that he would get his first Anfield goal, and what a time to get it. And again, great run by Gini down the right hand side.
Boss.
Great cross, and yeah, Firmino was unlucky with the header, but he's still there to get the rebound. And that was one of the frustrating things of the night, is we'd have shots against Oblak, Trent would have a shot, or the ball would come in the box and stuff like that, and he'd parry it out, but he wouldn't parry to any one of our players. But if that was the other way around, it'd parry to one of their players and we'd be goals down. Yeah. We had so many chances to do it, and I thought at 2-0, I thought, that's it, we've done it.
Yeah, I think everyone did.
And again, as much as it does my head in with foreign teams, the fucking dark arts again. The time wasting. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought the real change years ago, the goalkeeper could only hold it for 6 seconds.
Oh yeah, it was taking the piss.
It's just done my head in. There must have been about 3 or 4 minutes of throughout the entire game, cumulative, that he's wasted. I think
it was 15-20 seconds a time.
Just a joke.
Bouncing it like 3 times and then waiting forever. It's like, what is the rule? What's that rule there for? If the referee's not gonna fucking impose it upon him,
fucking joke. Absolute joke. The dark arts pisses me off. Every one of them should be fucking in the Harry Potter movies. Bastards.
I think it's testament to, like we've said before, like, teams are going to come to Anfield and do that now because
they know they're going to get caught out. Yeah, true.
Top dogs
no, that's a good point, mate.
We should expect it, but we need to learn to cope with it better as well. I've seen a few tweets thrown around today saying, like, we need to strengthen in the summer because like we're going to touch on Adrian obviously because we're out basically because of the mistakes that he's made.
I was just about to come on to that because we just spoke about Oblak, even though he was brilliant, by the way.
He was, yeah.
And by default he was the best goalkeeper in the world last night because Alisson wasn't there.
Yeah.
Alisson is definitely the best goalkeeper in the world in my opinion. Oblak is second. I mean, I remember when we were looking for a replacement for Loris Karius and Simon Mignolet, and it was one of the two, wasn't it? And you sort of flipped the coin. I'm not bothered which one we get, as long as we get one of them, doesn't really matter. But Oblak was fantastic last night, and he did keep them in the game quite a bit. But let's talk about Adrian. I know on the show we've always encouraged him. We've always said how good he was. He's been our best.
He's been great.
Our best number 2 that we've ever had.
Yeah.
And he's been brilliant the way he came in. 34 minutes into his Liverpool career, he's on the pitch against Norwich. He plays for the next 10 games. We go on a winning streak. It's largely it's not thanks to him, but it's
won us the Super Cup.
Won us the Super Cup again, so you can't fault him. But I'm not going to say it wasn't down to him because that mistake happens. The goal goes in and it deflates everything. The team, the crowd. I was deflated in the ground. I couldn't.
Yeah.
I just thought, oh no, because I thought if they got that away goal, I didn't think. I knew we had it in our locker, but I wasn't feeling it. I don't know about you when you saw that go in.
When they got the goal?
Yeah.
No, I was the same. I was just pure deflation.
Yeah.
I put a tweet up today, like, you in games like these where such fine margins at such at the top level, all your players have got to be top of the game. And Adrian, to be fair to him, didn't have that much to do, but like you can't legislate for that. It's like you see a still of when he kicks it. He's got James Milner and Van Dijk to his left.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. I don't know what it's gone through. I don't know if he's tried to hoof it upfield and he's mishit it, or he saw someone in the middle and thought, I can play it through that little gap there. I don't know what.
Yeah, if it comes off, it's a great pass and he's got great vision, and all of a sudden we're on the counter attack again. I know what you're saying.
One of them. He's tried it, but at that time, I think
you put your laces through it, don't you?
I think it was 95 minutes on the clock, so we're 5 minutes into.
With not long
scored
time.
Yeah. Exactly. So
you put your laces through it, don't you?
Put your laces through it, or you take, because it was rolling back. You take a touch and you play it out.
Yeah.
You keep it as safe as you can. We've just got that. I think we'd got the second goal at that point.
Yeah, it was a minute and a half later.
You don't take chances like that for me.
No, absolutely not.
And that's where it comes into play, where if Alisson was in goal, and I think every fucking person under the sun said it since last night, if Alisson was in, we'd win.
Yeah.
But it's just, hindsight's a great thing, isn't it?
It is, mate. Hindsight is a really good thing. It, like I said, it was a tale of two keepers, and it goes to show that every position on the pitch, you can counter for say a drop off. So, for example, if you've not got a Salah, you've got a Mane that can come in, or an Ox can come in.
Yeah.
An Origi or a Shaqiri at a push. If Henderson can't play, you've got a Milner to come in. If Trent can't play, you've got Milner to come in at right back, or a Nico Williams can cover for the game. Yeah. We've got a bit of cover at centre half, and there's not that much of a drop off unless you're playing Watford and your name. And you've got number 6 on your back. I'm only joking. But you see what I'm saying? But with a goalie, there can't be any drop-off, because world-class goalkeepers start every single game. It's very rare you have 2 world-class goalkeepers in your squad and one doesn't play every week.
You can't,
and
really?
That says it all. Adrian is a good keeper. He's a great shot stopper. There are certain things of his game that are missing, and that was shown, wasn't it? And again, he's been in the squad for a couple of weeks now, and he's basically cost us 2 cup competitions.
Yeah. Well, I mentioned something about this briefly on the one with Ross. This team under Klopp's so systematic. So when you're in that rhythm of play with the players that you're usually playing with, if it's someone different. So, for example, there was times last night where we've got that much space and time at the back.
Yeah.
Van Dijk and Gomez have got the ball, but if it's going back to keeper, if it's in between the defenders and the keeper, they're expecting Adrian to come out, because that's what Alisson does.
Correct, yeah.
And there was times where he wasn't doing that, and you could see Van Dijk
going. Oh, absolutely, yeah. And we're screaming it as well, aren't we?
And they don't know who's coming to get it, and that, like, it's not much, but it's them minute details, like eats up 5, 6, 7 seconds of the game.
You're spot on.
And it gets the ball round, slows us down slightly. It's just little things like that, which it's not gonna, like, he hasn't been with us that long. It's not gonna come straight away, and I don't know. You can't. It's hard just to go, it's all your fault, and it's sly to do that. But you can't be that blind to not say that as well on the same point.
You just hit the nail on the head, mate. I don't think anyone can sum it up any better. You look at a lot of people that would have rose tinted glasses on and say, I don't blame him and all this sort of stuff. You can still make mistakes and he'll be saying in the changing room, and he'll be saying today, I'm gutted, I'm really sorry, and all that sort of stuff. But the hate mongering after the game isn't warranted.
No,
at all. I'm never gonna slag off after the way I slagged off Karius after the Champions League final, but that was too big, because we'd not been in a Champions League final for the best part of 12 years, so that was a little bit different. But Adrian's had such a good reputation since he's arrived. It is frustrating, especially after just a week before at Chelsea when he made another one, and it wasn't as important. But we all knew that after that before the Chelsea game, we were like, oh, Adrian's in goal, sound. But once he made that mistake and he was out, and then we found out Ali's out till after the derby, then you're like,
The doubt was festering, wasn't it?
It
You're
was.
thinking there's something else going to happen.
Yeah, and I think that's what. Again, it wasn't a total shock when that happened.
Yeah.
But that goes in, and then, like we said, the crowd goes flat. It gets a bit nerve wracking. Picks up a little bit with there's more chanting, but like I said, this is where we have a little bit of difference, and we are weak. Madrid make some subs, and they bring Llorente on, and they bring Morata on. Llorente comes on, he scores 2 goals, and he gets an assist. Morata comes on and he scores, changed the game. Llorente changed that game, obviously. And that's the difference for us at the minute. And credit to Llorente, he was, a nice finish, especially for the second goal. The way he picks the ball up, turns, and then puts it in the far corner. Brilliant. Credit to him on that. But it shows where we need those game-changing players. And what I mean by that is Origi will forever be in our hearts as the saviour after what he did against Barcelona and then in the final. We'll always thank him for that. He'll go down in folklore, and he'll be welcomed in open arms with every after-dinner speech, and he'll be invited to everything that the club ever does. But right now, the way this club is going now, we are going into a different era where we need players to come off the bench that are going to change the game, like City have, where they have Mahrez, a £60 million player who's doing nothing on the bench, but he comes on, he can change the game.
Oh, he's boss, isn't he?
Same with Gabriel Jesus as well. I do think he's going to be the replacement for Aguero, but right now he's happy to do that. He knows he can play in any team in the world, but we don't have players like that. Origi's not going to come on and change that game. Shaqiri's not going to come on and change that game. At the minute, Minamino isn't that player. I think Klopp's dynamic has to change next season in terms of what he does, because if we are going to bring in the likes of Timo Werner, which looks like it might happen, he's going to want to start every week. If we do bring in the likes of a Kylian Mbappe or a Jadon Sancho, they're not going to want to sit on the bench. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. We can discuss that in a couple of weeks' time when the transfer window opens and we've got nothing to talk about, or if the season's actually bloody finished by now after the news today. But that's something I wanted to get your thoughts on. Is the top? It's always been this thing as if the top 3 aren't playing, who comes in? And we didn't have anybody on the bench, did we?
Like we've said before, we can't. Sometimes you look with rose-tinted glasses, and like you said, Divock Origi's always going to be the hero for what he's done over last year, especially. But the fact of the matter is, he's a very limited footballer for me. He's good. Like when he plays left wing, people go, "Oh, he's a striker." If he plays striker, it doesn't play very well. People say, "Oh, he's a winger."
Yeah.
Like, well,
unless it's against the F.
Well, we don't know what he is, do we? Really?
No.
He's not getting any younger. He is good at what he does, but for me, he's like you said, we need people that come on like a Mahrez, or you see Mahrez comes on for City. Like when you watch their games, he picks the ball up, runs past people, crosses it in, like danger instantly. Origi does that. He's got good pace, good feet, but he's lacking on the final product more often than not, and that's the difference. Like you said, like £60 million on the bench, and Origi is just like probably about 20 million, 30 million. That's the thing. Like I know it's like, I don't know, it's difficult because he is a talented footballer. I feel bad saying he's limited, but he's limited in terms of what he can provide. Coming off the bench,
it's limited in terms of this team and the way we move and the way and what we do, don't we? He obviously he's had a really great relationship with Klopp because he's been out on loan, he's come back in, and he's still stayed in the squad, and other players have been sold instead of Origi, where we all thought he would have gone. But yeah, like I said, he's just not going to change the game, is he? And again, we could talk about this in a couple of months' time after the season's finished, and we find out which way maybe if Klopp has to make changes, someone goes, I don't want to see anybody leave. Don't get me wrong, but if you want to get these other players in, something might have to give.
That's the thing. No, so with Origi, would you get shot of him? But then the danger is bringing in someone like you said, like a Timo Werner. If they're expecting to start, it's a tricky one where I don't know what.
No, I mean we don't know what kind of conversations have been had so far. We know that the player's been speaking to the club. We know that Michael Edwards has had conversations. We know Klopp's had conversations. We don't know if it's you can come and you're going to be playing for arguably the biggest and best team in the world right now, but you're not going to play every week. And he might have gone, yeah, okay, no problem, but I'll relish the opportunity. Yeah,
that's the main. They need, obviously they're going to have to be told it's going to be on a proviso that you're not going to be playing every week.
Because you can't drop Firmino, Mane or Salah.
As long as they know that they're not going to come straight into the team. Obviously, if someone's out of form or someone's injured,
if
say, for example, like I watched the Tottenham game, Tottenham Leipzig, and Werner, sorry, was great.
Yeah,
Boss on that left side. I think he was up against Aurier and Tanganga, and they're not slow. He was literally rinsing them, leaving them for dead. And if you think, if say a Mane, someone got injured on that left side, and you've got someone like Timo Werner coming in, or even like we said, coming off the bench 60 minutes,
they shit themselves. And
literally, it's that's the thing, and that's the difference. That's the slight raising in class that we need from a Divock Origi to a Timo Werner. Someone can come in and go, right, well, you can get on the ball and make some danger. Or create a goal, score a goal. It's
true. I think it'll happen. One of the things that worries me at the minute, and it was a really great point with one of the lads I went to the match with last night, and he said that going out at the last 16 is more devastating than it probably what it shows. And the reason why is because you've got to think about the coefficient ranking as well in terms of the seeding for the Champions League for next season. Yes, okay, we've got to 2 finals, we won it once, and it's brought up our coefficient quite a bit. But again, we are now at the peak of our powers in terms of our status as a world football club. We're world champions, we're European champions, we're champions elect of England. Financially, we're fantastic. Nike are about to come on board with us and give us an amazing deal. We are right up there. We can't afford to be going out at the Champions League in the last 16. We as a club shouldn't be doing that. We should be, if we're going to go out, we're losing the final. That's the way I look at it. That we should be getting to semi-finals and finals every year. I think we would have done, bearing in mind a couple of circumstances last night. That's gone now, but eventually, like next season, we're going to have another dominating side going into Europe, aren't we? Because we don't want anybody to go, not really bothered about signing for Liverpool. That's
what I mean, because especially Liverpool Football Club are very sentimental about players and stuff. In terms of like Adrian, would you be ruthless and say, no, we're gonna bring in a better number 2?
For me, on that one, I'd still keep him.
Still keep him,
regardless of what's gone on. I'd still keep him. I don't think you're going to get another.
It's just trying to find that the fine line, isn't it, between someone willing to sit on the bench who's a good enough quality, and obviously if you got rid of Adrian and brought someone in, there's no surefire way of knowing if they're going to be acceptant of being a number 2, and they're going to be better. So it's just, that's what I mean. It goes for the same for Divock Origi as well.
It does. If there's so many people that we could do it for, and we know Alana's going and stuff like that. So again, we could fill up an hour talking about that, couldn't we? But I think in hindsight, let's look at the positive side of things. It was the first European side that Klopp has lost over 2 legs, which is a phenomenal record because how long he's been here. We've had 2 Champions League finals in a row. Very difficult to do a third. It doesn't happen very often.
Well, the one before that we had the Europa League final, didn't we?
Well, again, that's what I mean. It's difficult to do 4 finals in a row, 4 European finals, 3 Champions Leagues is just unheard of unless you're Real Madrid.
And the fact that we got those is testament to how well we're doing. And I think it's because we're, like we've said before, riding the crest of the wave, so good, just doing it year in, year out. When you have a drop off,
it's why it stings more, doesn't it? Because I'm not used to it.
Because you're like, oh, fucking hell, I'm not
used to losing. Yeah, I forgot what losing feels like.
I think Klopp came out after the game saying it doesn't feel good to lose, and then he's like doing little pop shots to Simeone saying, I don't know why they're playing like they play. Which is, you know what, fair enough.
Exactly. And you're entitled to your opinion. I'm sure if we'd have done this podcast last night, we'd have said a lot more.
Oh, fucking I'm glad that we never.
And we might have slagged off a lot of poor people regretting it.
I need the cool down time, mate.
Well, it's good to reflect, isn't it? Because I think if you put your feelings out there straight away, you're a bit of an idiot, really, because you'll have 24 hours to think about it. You think, I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have tweeted that. You know, there's people going, again, you told me yesterday coming home from the game, stay off Twitter. And I didn't. I got in bed. I didn't. I went on it. I didn't reply to anything. I just read stuff.
You just sent me a couple of screenshots of stuff. And
I did, yeah, which just fucking wound me up. You know damn well what that was. I just think people need to just have a minute. You know, you've now got a number 6 on your sleeve. You've had 2 Champions League finals. Stop being so fucking entitled. And I heard someone say we're serial bottlers. A Liverpool fan said we are serial bottlers. I knew that had happened, and I'm like, you fucking kidding me? Serial bottlers? What? We're going to blow the league now.
Liverpool fan?
A Liverpool fan said that, yeah. He's probably a Liverpool fan that's only been a Liverpool fan since the last 2 years. He's probably seen the ratings on FIFA and Pro Evo go up and gone, do you know what, I'll play with them every week and now they're my team. Absolute tit. We look at the bright side. We've just watched our team last year win a Champions League trophy. Thank you very much. Great memories. We're about to see them lift another trophy, which is the one that we've always fucking wanted. It's been the bread and butter since day one. If you'd have offered us, you're going to go out of every competition this season, but you're going to win the Premier League, you'd have bitten everybody's hand off at it, wouldn't you? And that's the thing, because we've blitzed the league, we've done so well, we thought, right, we can make a real go of the Champions League.
Yeah.
But we haven't, doesn't matter, but we're still going to win the Premier League, which is great. Hence why I'm wearing this shirt. Because I'm not fucking jinxing it. I'm cheering myself up because I wasn't going to wear it till the day we won it, but fuck it, I need cheering up, and it's a fucking nice t-shirt. So you are going to believe us that we are going to do it. If you want to buy the t-shirt, by the way, link is in the description. Let's come on to the Premier League. Now, obviously at the time of recording, there's some breaking news this afternoon regarding the coronavirus and the whole playing behind closed doors issue. Before we talk about the derby, are you shocked by this sort of potential announcement?
I'm not shocked. I'm shocked it didn't happen earlier. To be honest, I thought like there was I think it was Dave Maddock on Twitter put like a thread of tweets up saying like, obviously Atletico have been banned from playing in their own stadium, but yet they're allowed to travel, fly over to Liverpool. It's like, well, if they were going to do it, they should have done it.
Replay the game, UEFA.
Yeah. They should have done it weeks ago. If it's just delaying the inevitable that it's going to happen eventually, just do it sooner.
Yeah.
Just go right bang. Just do it. Just 2 weeks. Have 2 weeks off and then come back. If that's what it takes, that's what it takes.
Yeah.
But no, it's just the rumbling on. It's like, well, just fucking get on with it if it's going to happen.
Exactly, and it could happen as soon as for English ties. It could happen as soon as this weekend, and obviously that puts in jeopardy the Merseyside Derby on Monday. It doesn't put it in jeopardy in terms of it's still going ahead. It will still go ahead, but we just can't watch it. Again, there's been talk about people who've got tickets will get a special link and then they can watch the game.
Streaming it.
Yeah, God knows how that's going to work. And quite frankly, I really don't care. Because someone will have it somewhere. If you can't go, someone will be able to stream it and someone will have it. For those of you that aren't going the game. There's always means and ways in this world. It's 2020. But let's just talk about the derby now. Are these footballers now going to be so disappointed that they're going to go into that derby? And are you worried about the derby now, based off yesterday? Do you think they're deflated, or do you think they just go, do you know what, fuck it?
I'm not worried.
We owed a performance even more now.
To be honest, if it's behind closed doors, I'm less worried. I'd be more worried because obviously it's at Goodison, isn't it? So if it was at Goodison and the fans are there, I'd be more worried because obviously Goodison got a good following and
great crowd.
So it's always a difficult place to go. So if minus the crowd out of that, it's 5-10% easier for Liverpool players. So for me, no, I'm not worried because, like we said, we've been in kind of cruise control in this Premier League now for so long. It's going to happen eventually that we win it. But no, hopefully going out of the Champions League yesterday, if going out of the FA Cup last week to Chelsea, was it the FA Cup?
Yeah,
it was FA Cup.
Yeah.
Just checking. If that wasn't enough to fucking kick them up the arse, going out of the Champions League is a double kick. So
yeah, if I was an Evertonian, I'd be shitting myself now, thinking we could get a battering on Monday because Liverpool are going to be pissed off with what happened. Even though they played so well last night, they're going to have a performance in them on Monday. Yeah. I'm not worried at all. I just think they know they've got to win the next 2 games in the Champions, and I just think they'll do it. Yeah. I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Yeah. A derby's always special. It doesn't matter what time of the year it is. I don't care where it gets played. A derby's special. You know, I remember the derby the day FSG took over and we were 18th and 19th respectively, or 17th and 18th. Even then it was special, but now that there's a league title riding on it, it's even better. Yeah. Could have been a little bit better if City and Arsenal had played.
That's, I mean, if they would have, if Arsenal would have, we would have been able to win it.
Would have been even better. But hey, they'll just be glad of that, they have, won't they? That's all they give a shit about. I actually seen an Evertonian on Instagram yesterday, and he was in his dressing gown and he was doing, the Klopp fist pump. He was doing that to the TV when Klopp, and obviously when we got beat last night, he was giving him the finger. I thought, why are you sat down of an evening with your missus watching a Liverpool game?
They all do,
They love it. They absolutely love it. Just the only way to watch European football.
I had a message as well saying, do you reckon the league will get cancelled? It's like, fuck off, mate.
Yeah. Listen, it can get suspended. It's fine. I'd prefer it to get suspended, rather than play it behind closed doors. Because the last thing I want is for us to play Palace on the 21st and the final whistle goes and there's no one in that stadium, because that's not fair on the players, and it's definitely not fair on the people for Liverpool who had tickets, who we want to go, we want to be in that stadium when they lift that that final whistle goes, and they are owed that. The players are owed that, how good they've been, and I'd rather them just suspend the games. I really would. That's my 2 pence anyway. I hope.
Like I said, like just have a little 2-week hiatus or whatever, and then just crack on whenever.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd rather that, like games behind closed doors. What's that? It's just going to be absolutely shite, isn't it? Especially after we've waited. Like, I know it's a selfish point of view that we've waited 30 years for it, but like the Liverpool players aren't going to be majorly G'd up if there's no fucking fans in the stadium watching them.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, the way they clinch the title, they're not going to. But we'll just go back down the tunnel then, shall we?
Yeah, it's going to be shit. And the thing is, there's going to be 55,000 people outside the stadium anyway.
That's what I mean.
You know,
Anfield's going to be chocker anyway.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome regardless, and we'll all be there together. But yeah, I hope that they make some allowances considering what this means to a specific part of the UK. So we live in hope that it doesn't happen, but I think it's inevitable that it is going to happen. But I'd rather them suspend games rather than what's the fucking word I'm looking for?
Play behind closed doors.
Playing behind closed doors, thanks, mate. Yeah, I had loads of stuff in my head there. I'm thinking, what the fuck am I trying to say? Oh, the professionalism in me.
Oh yeah,
it's great, isn't it? But yeah, I mean, to be fair, mate, we've not got that's the Everton preview done. There's nothing much more to say on it, really. By your score prediction,
I've still got Adrian on goal. I'm going to go 2-1 Liverpool.
Yeah, I think we can see the goal. I'm going to go 3-1. I just think there's a couple of goals in that, and I do think there'll be a goal either side. I have a feeling we could go 1-0 down, which they'd love, but then we come back and win would be great. Hopefully it's not behind closed doors, because I don't like an empty derby. That's what you want. You want Everton versus Liverpool. You want both sets of fans screaming at each other. You want the banter. You want everything about it. I want to hear the Everton songs, and then we shut them up once we score. I want that. I don't want it behind closed doors. So if they're going to do it after that. That'd be my hope anyway.
Well, that's part of the fun, isn't it? They're all G'd up for it, and then we score after 10 minutes, and then it's fucking head a pin drop.
Yeah, exactly. Sound right. Well, thanks again, mate.
No props.
And squad number 3 coming soon.
So, number 3 is in the works.
It's me on you this time, innit?
Yeah, you on?
That's after the cameras go off. So I'm testing you this time.
Yeah. Number 3s, yeah.
Number 3s.
Cool stuff.
We'll get the squad number show number 3 out probably early next week, and we'll be back after the Everton game, doing a match review of that one, and then hopefully we'll only be one game away. And we'll see you next time.
See you next time.